Hello, all. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Concept Spark. Today, we are going to discuss a regulatory topic that is most important for you who are working for US market. Generally, what we learn in academics is just theory behind the pharmaceuticals and regulations, but we don't have any industrial knowledge. So, here is my step trying to fill the gap between academics and industry experience by simplifying the real time regulatory concepts, practical documentation, and also work knowledge. Here, I am working in a pharma company as a regulatory affairs associate, and here, what I learn from my work, I want to discuss that in this channel so that people who are trying to get job in regulatory affairs will get some knowledge and will have some practical knowledge that will be useful for cracking their interviews, etc. Because many things we struggle to understand during our studies become clear only after entering into job. This is nothing but what we do in job is completely different from what we learned in the academics. So here is a small step, and through this presentation I am going to share my practical FDA annual report knowledge. Generally, what is annual report? Annual people who are working in US market for regulatory affairs will know about this one. So annual reports, so generally we submit this every year. Generally we are going to some any company is filing some ANDAs to the FDA. ANDA is nothing but abbreviated new drug application. So we will get approval on some particular date. So within 60 days from that approval date, every year we should submit. Means suppose if we are having an ANDA, for example, if we think paracetamol is an ANDA, just let me open my whiteboard. Mm. Okay, let me see. Okay, no worry. Suppose if there is an abbreviated new drug application that is paracetamol ANDA. Suppose some ANDA number is nothing but a 5-digit number 21346 or 25678 like that. We will be having ANDA numbers. So whenever we submit this ANDA on some date, like suppose if we think on December 2024 I got the approval for this ANDA. Then what I should do every year, whatever the changes I made in that year from December 20, 2024 to December 19, 2025, whatever the changes I have done for the drug product, suppose in any excipient change or in any formulation change or any packaging change, stability change, everything what I have done in that annual reporting period, whatever the changes I have done, I should submit them to the ANDA through annual reportable. For this annual reportable, we will be having some guidances. Those guidances are CMC post approval changes to be documented in annual report, and SUPAC IR and SUPAC MR for IR products and MR products. All these guidances will help us to see what which under which category this change comes. If it is a CB30, we have to file CB30. If it is a pass, we have to file pass. If it is a annual report, then we have to file the annual report. In annual reportable, we can say that in annual report. So whatever the minor changes means that won't affect much quality, safety, and efficacy of the drug product, all those will come under minor changes. So, see here the hidden backbone of post approval compliance annual reports means whatever the changes we are making, we just should notify the FDA. Minor, even though they are minor, we just give some information about them, because then only FDA will assess what is this product correct quality or safety. Next, see, do you understand now? Whatever, if I got approval on June 20, 2025, then we have to submit the annual report to June 19, 2025 to June 2025 to June 19, 2026. Means after the cutoff days, when it cutoff date ends, after that, within 60 days time frame, we have to submit. Means suppose if I got an ANDA on October 20, 2024, then I have to submit the annual report to after October 20, 2024, and within 60 days I have to submit, then only. Otherwise FDA will raise a question why you haven't submitted the annual report. If even we don't respond, then FDA will stop that product, commercialization of that product. Now, see here, we will, with it doing any late, we will go into the topic introduction. The applicant must submit an annual report to the FDA every year within 60 days of the US approval anniversary date. That is whenever we got approval. After that, within 60 days, we have to submit. So, two copies of the report should be submitted to the FDA division responsible for revision. Yeah, FDA will review that application, and if any queries are there, they will give the queries. Generally we won't get any queries in the annual report. Major cases only we will get the queries. Next, the report must include completed form. The report should include two forms and one cover letter. That is, one is 2252 form. This is for only annual reports. Transmittal of periodic reports for drug for human use. And also the other one is 356H form. This is application to market a new or abbreviated new drug. 2252 form is only for annual reports, but 356H form is for every supplements, padders, etc. For everything we submit 356H form. And along with that, cover letter. In the cover letter we have to mention why we are submitting. At this time, this so and so company is submitting annual report, or so and so company is submitting pass CB30, etc. Like that we have to mention. Then it should contain all relevant information obtained during the annual reporting period ending on the anniversary approval date. See, suppose if we got approval on December 20, 2024, then whatever the changes we have done from December 20, 2024 to December 19, 2025, till the 1 year period, whatever changes we have done, minor changes, we should include that in the annual report. Next, see, whatever the eCTD sections we give in annual report. See here, I have mentioned all the sections we, even though some companies will submit every section and some companies will submit, depending on their policies, they will submit. Whatever the sections we submit in our company, I will just explain you in detail, and just a brief about whatever the sections we have given, have to submit in the annual report. See, first one, 1.13.1, that is summary for non-clinical studies. Whatever the non-clinical studies we have done, summary of that studies will be reported in this annual 1.13.1. And 1.13.2, it is related to summary of clinical pharmacology information, and 13.3 summary of safety information, and 1.13.4, that is summary of labeling changes, and 1.13.5 summary of manufacturing changes, and 1.13.7, that is summary of other significant changes information, significant new information, and 1.13.8, that is individual study information, and also 1.13.9 general investigational plan, and 1.13.10 foreign marketing, 1.13.13 distribution data, 1.13.12 summary of post marketing study commitments and requirements, 1.13.13, that is status of other post marketing studies and requirements, and 1.13.14, that is log of outstanding regulatory business, and next 13.15 last development safety update report, DSU. Okay. I told no, whatever the sections we submit in our company, we have a good knowledge. Based on my work experience, I am going to explain only those sections in brief, in detail. See here, first one is 13.4 we submit. That is summary of labeling changes. Generally, labeling changes include private label distributors and also whatever the carton labels, blister labels, all those. If any changes done to the label which don't affect the safety efficacy, then we will submit them in the annual report. So see here, the labeling changes it contains whatever the if any private label distributors are nothing but other other than warehouse, some other private label distributors we submit, for example North Star, Rising Pharma, like that. All those will comes under private label distributor. So private label distributor discontinuation, whenever sometimes uh, discontinuation or delisting means we won't market to those private label distributors, then that discontinued information should be included in this annual report. After confirmation, we should get from confirmation from QA, quality assurance department. Next, description, labeling component item codes, submission type, amendment, supplement, or whatever the changes submitted in the supplement or amendments, we have to include them in the annual report. And summary of those changes. Next, information related to container labels, blister labels, carton labels, bulk shipment pack labels, and package inserts, medication guide, and patient information, and also information related to alternate manufacturing units and private label distribute. If any alternate manufacturing units we include, then we have to include that information also along with the private label distributors information. Next, in labeling, we will be having two types of labeling. One is current professional labeling and one is currently used professional labeling. See here, first one is current professional labeling. When there is no commercialization, no commercial means the product is not going to be sold in the market, then just according to bprs whatever the present, we will just include the labels, just labels, but we don't have any commercial marketing. But second one is currently used professional labeling. In this, we as per the batch records whatever we in use at present, all those labels will be included here. This is at present current use. Next, um, the most important one is summary of manufacturing changes. See, summary of manufacturing changes, this includes all the CMC changes made to the drug product. Here it comes the major part. Here what we submit, whatever the changes to the formulation, manufacturing process, etc., all those we will submit in the summary of manufacturing changes. See here, provides an overview of all the manufacturing and chemistry, manufacturing, and control CMC changes implemented during the reporting period that may affect the quality, safety, purity, potency, or performance of the drug product. See here next. In this, we will be having two types, index and description. In index, we will mention whatever the changes, whatever the versions, updated versions at present, we will mention them in the indexes, specs, HTTPs, whatever we use. And in the description, what we mention is from which version to which version it is changed. And what is the change? Reason for change, we will mention that in the description. See here, index. Index includes summary of changes. In the index, we will be having so many parts. We will explain in detail. Here, okay, see here. In index, we include drug substance, drug product, components and composition, and batch packaging records, manufacturing changes, and in process specifications and analytical methods of finished product in process, and expiration dating period, stability. See, one by one, we will going to see. First one is drug substance. In drug substance, we will be having DMF, drug master file. DMF will submit, companies will submit their own DMFs, and just we will include the DMF information and updated spec in our product. So here in drug substance, we will include DMF amendments and annual report dates. If it is annual report, we will submit only submission date of annual report for the DMF. And in case of amendments or supplements, so if we require to submit the change in that, then we will submit the change also. Next, changes related to starting materials and also manufacturing process. Any change in route of synthesis or synthesis of the drug substance, we will include them briefly. And next, coming to the major drug product. Drug product, whatever the manufacturing changes for the finished product, we will include them. And along with that, components and composition also we will include. In that, API drug substance, changes in specifications and HTP, and also raw materials or excipients, changes in the specifications and HTP, and also next batch records, batch processing record and also batch packaging records. In batch processing records, we will be having two types: blend batch record and also compression batch record. In case of capsules, the filling batch records. And next one is batch packaging record. In batch packaging record, we will be having or DP manufacturing units batch packaging records, and also if any private label distributors, that information also we will be having. So in batch packaging records, we will be having counts: 30 counts, 40 counts, HTP container, blister packs, like that. And next, in process changes. In process changes are nothing but whatever the test we perform to the blend, that is in process specification we will be having. And next, finished product. In the finished product, we will be having both release and regulatory specifications. Next, packaging material codes. Packaging material components, whatever we use, all those versions, spec versions will be updated. Expiration dating period, how means the shelf life of the drug product. Sometimes extension of the shelf life will be done in annual report. So from 24 months to 36 months, like that. And step post approval stability protocol. Stability protocol also, if we change any stability protocol, then we need to mention that in the annual report. Next, description. Description is nothing but we just write the simply whatever we made the change in this description. Here, see a complete description of manufacturing and controls CMC changes implemented under US Food and Drug Administration Regulations 21 CFR 314.70B and also 314.70C, which do not require submission of supplemental application, should be provided in chronological order based on the date of implementation. Yeah, see here. According to 21 CFR 314.70B, that is for supplements, past supplements, and 314.70C, that is for CB0, CB30 supplements, which do not require, which are not under these cases, we will submit them in the annual report. That is 314.70D, annual reportable changes. Based on the chronological order, we have to check the order of the description. Whatever the changes, we should keep from starting to ending, means first to come first we should next, summary of other significant new information. Summary of brief significant changes. Here we include whatever the a brief summary of all the significant new information from the previous year that may affect the safety, effectiveness, or labeling of the drug product must be included in the annual report. Here, this includes, see here, whatever the supplement approval or grant information during that annual reporting period. From that reporting period, whatever the supplements we got approval, for example CB30 for optimization or CB30 for something, whatever the applications we got approved, that approval and grant information shall be reported in this. Next, changes in the address or contact persons of the establishment sites. If any address change or contact person details change, then we need to submit that information in the summary of significant. And also inclusion of any secondary packing or labeling site, whatever the annual reportable changes, we have to mention them in the summary of significant other significant new info. Here, addition of private label distributor and also nitrosamine related information, FAR details, field alert reports also we should mention in this. And also expiration dating period, shelf life, extension of the shelf life also reported in this summary of significant new information. Whatever the stability batches we are referencing, we have to mention them in the this section. See here, there is an example of a field alert report information: dosage form, strength and pack. Paracetamol tablets 500 mg strength, and also 100 count bottles. So lot number, we will be having lot numbers, which lot we got the complaint, we have to mention FAR filed date, initial filed date and final FAR solved date. We have to mention initial filed on January 15, 2025, and final FAR filed on March 8, 2025. Problem observed: presence of black particles observed in tablets. Next, distribution data. This is about FAR and other significant information. Next, distribution data. This is the major part. Whenever we are having commercialization of the product, then only we have to mention all the, we will be having changes to the drug product, any formulation change, anything. Whenever we are having commercial, then only. If you ask me what is the important section of the annual report, then I will definitely say distribution. If there is distribution, then only changes will occur, then only we have to report it to the FDA. So, distribution here, the annual report must include information data for the drug product marketed under the approved application, including quantity supplied to distributors. The report should provide the national drug code, NDC numbers. We will be having NDC codes. Based on that numbers only we will submit, and the total number of dosage units distributed for each strength or potency of the product. Distribution information should clearly distinguish quantities distributed for domestic use and quantities distributed for foreign use. Next, financial or pricing information related to product distribution is not required to be disclosed in the report. Here in distribution, we will submit whatever from plant to distribution, from plant to warehouse, and warehouse to distributor we have to submit. See here, there is an example. Here in distribution data, we include quantity distributed from the drug product manufacturer to US warehouse, and quantity distributed from US warehouse to distributor, and quantity distributed from the drug product manufacturer to the private label distributor or customer. Quantity distributed from the private label distributor or customer to the distributor. Here we have to mention as a table from plant to warehouse and warehouse to distributor, plant to private label distributor, and private label to distributor to customer. So for antiretroviral products, for these products we will be having PEPFAR and non-PEPFAR distribution. PEPFAR means even though we got the approval for the product in the US market, that is tentatively approved. Means whenever there is some patent issue, whenever patent issue is cleared, then we can market it. Till then we are not having right to market in the US market. So at that time, into the other countries we can market, because antiretrovirals means those are important drugs, so they can be marketed in other PEPFAR countries. That one. See here. If there is no distribution for any count or any strength or any pack, then we have to mention there is no distribution for this product throughout this annual reporting period. See here, like this, we will submit serial number, pack description, market, US market, NDC code. It is a 11-digit code or 10-digit code, and quantity, how many bottles we have submitted or how many tablets we have submitted. Next, status of other post-marketing studies and requirements. See here, in status of other post-marketing studies, that is nothing but stability data. Generally, whenever we are having commercial, every commercial batches, first three commercial batches or first commercial batches, for each count, one batch should be charged on long-term stability. So, some condition, in some cases, accelerated stability data will also be charged. All those information should be mentioned in this post-marketing studies. See here, the annual report must include the status of any post-marketing studies being performed on behalf or performed by or on behalf of the applicant that are not reported elsewhere in the submission. Here we need to report. The report should provide updates on chemistry manufacturing control CMC studies that the applicant has committed to perform after approval. Next, status information for all ongoing product stability studies, including progress and current findings, should also be included in the report. Here in post-marketing studies, we will be getting three types. First one is post-approval commitment commitment studies, and second one is annual edition batches. Third one is post-approval changes. Coming to post-approval commitment studies, here whatever if we file pass supplement or CB30 supplement, in that from 3 months long-term stability data has given, then we will write the commitment. Ongoing studies will be submitted in the next annual report. Like that commitment we have given, that commitment batches we will include here. And also while submitting original ANDA, we will submit some 24 months of data or something. Then after that, the remaining 36 months data we need to submit in the next annual report. That includes exhibit batches data. Here it includes any exhibit batches stability data submitted in supplements or commercial batches data as per the commitment given in the original. As per given commitment given in original, it will support the this exhibit batches data will be helpful for extension of the shelf life. So, extensions are confirmed that the existing expiry period remains sufficiently justified. Based on this only, we will keep the shelf life extension or expiration dating period and stabilities, etc. Next, annual edition batches. Annual edition batches stability are reported in the annual report because they help the US FDA that continued monitor the continued quality, safety, and shelf life of the approved product after the marketing approval. Next, to demonstrate the newly added commercial or exhibit batches continue to meet the approved quality, safe specifications and manufacturing requirements. Next, other post approval changes. If any batch size change, equipment change, or any alternate vendor for excipients, in such cases, we need to charge stability and we will give the stability in the post approval changes. This is about the stability studies. Next, the last one is log of outstanding regulatory business. Here, this is a communication between FDA and the applicant regarding any pending issues, etc. See here, annual report may include a log of outstanding regulatory business to facilitate communication between the applicant and the FDA regarding the drug product. The report can contain details of changes submitted in the supplements that are currently under review by the agency. Yeah. Any supplements which we don't got approval and we got only grant and we have to get approval. Such whatever those supplements we have to submit them in the log of outstanding. Here we are mentioning about these are the pending supplements with the FDA for approval like that. Next, information regarding any open regulatory correspondence between the FDA and the applicant, all should be here, pending issues. And any FDA comments, deficiencies, or queries mentioned in the supplement approval letter require a response from the means whatever supplements we find, if they are pending with the queries, then we have to submit. Next, relevant CTD sections. Here, whatever the eCTD sections we submit, see here, drug substance manufacture 32H21, drug substance specification 32S41, and drug substance standard test procedure 32S42, drug product manufacture 32P31, excipient specification 32P41, and excipient standard test procedure 32P42. Here, only in-house excipients will be submitted. For US monograph, whatever the some USP or USNF, United States National Formulary or United States Pharmacopoeia, whichever the excipients following those two, we don't need to submit them in the submission. Next, batch processing records. So, we need 3 to or whenever we take a new commercial batches records, etc. Distribution dissolution data 3 to P54. Batch size change, then we need to submit dissolution data and drug product specification 3 to P51 and shelf life specification 3 to P81 and drug product standard test procedure 3 to P52 and expiration dating period 3 to P81 and stability protocol 3 to P82 and stability summary and conclusion stability 3 to P83. In that we submit. Thank you. We and again next in the next in the next video I will just share the whatever the 356 forms 2252 forms and whatever the index how we prepare I will show you. Thank you. Please support by subscribing my channel, like, share and comment.